The size of your table is controlled by two events. SetTableDimensions defines the total number of rows and columns, and SetTableSizes. We're going to go straight to that second event.
As you can see, you can separately define the maximum and minimum desired table size for dynamic resizing. These are vector 2D inputs, defining the width and the height separately.
If you assign the same value to both of these, as we do here, then we have no dynamic resizing.
We use the same trick for the maximum and minimum column width. Here X and Y represent minimum and maximum respectively.
So we provide a single float value to create a fixed width column.
Then there are these two scrolling related parameters, the safe zone margin, which adds an absolute edge, at right and bottom, and the overscroll factors, which apply a relative adjustment. You can read more about this in a separate comments box at the bottom of this blueprint.
We can also demonstrate this in action.
Let us define an overscroll factor in the vertical, slightly larger than 1, to scale our vertical to have a little bit of extra space at the bottom. Moving on, the slider thumb size input controls both size and aspect ratio, with the width at the moment being twice as large as the height, but we can change this. If we look at our formerly oval thumb sliders, now they have become circles. This is a way to adjust the look of our slider thumbs.
Then there's a bunch of scalars to adjust the width of various lines. Let's take, for example, the horizontal bar. If we set this to 10, now we have these large bars at the top and bottom.
Incidentally, we can control whether these bars are displayed at all, as a separate show flag for this exists. You do not need to set the width to 0, you can just untick the associated show flag.
Next, you can adjust heights, of cells, of the status box, and of the buttons box, and how the buttons fill their container horizontal box.
Finally, there's the maximum double-click interval in seconds. If you enable mouse double-click detection in the table behavior flags, be aware that you still also have to set this duration sufficiently large for these double clicks to be picked up.